And what's up? Welcome to Dadchop. I'm Chuck. You feel me? All right. Well, welcome to Dadchop, where we chop it up, dad style. Here in the Dad Lab, chilling with your host Chuck again, your dynamic astronomical dude. And what's up to the dynamic astronomical dudettes as well? Uh, just here in the parenting world, doing the parenting thing, cause this is how it starts, right? This is where we build a community, and then we have good things happening. So I'd like to welcome some new subscribers, Black Tiger Jones and Pops. Say welcome, 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 and thanks for subscribing to Dad Chop. Again, this is where we chop it up, dad style. So, uh, like, subscribe below before I get into anything. That's down there somewheres, right? Doo doo doo. So we make that happen, and then we just do this thing. So, kind of like looking at the time here real quick, because I would like to have the opportunity to do chapters for you guys and for future viewers, so to just have an idea of where to be at, and then that way, I can tell people where they need to go. So that's that. Simplicity in and of itself. Um, as you know, um, a college student moved into the dorms, and that's actually been a success thus far. What's up, Ev? Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Um, College student dorm, cool. So I'm just kind of like, yucky. I don't know. It's kind of cool because she comes in and she visits every day so far, or we at least get to see her. Like if we miss a day or something, she's still here. So I'm not, pardon me, I'm not too much in the sadness department. I'm, like again, understand the growth process. So just the emotion of wow, man, my daughter's visiting me. You know what I'm saying? Like stand behind that. You're like, ugh, okay. So it's all right. Um, in a crazy sense, I'm kind of enjoying watching her enjoy her freedom, like to come and go. Like she's not obligated to stay because she does have another roof and she can, consider her home right now currently, But then if she has to come here, she'll be here. So it's kind of nice just knowing that I have that to look forward to because, kids, they're in and out. I know I got to go see my mom quite a bit, in and out. I'm doing good. It's good to hear that you're feeling great. I'm still a little nervous about this surgery thing coming, but, you know, that's primarily because I had a horrible experience and yucky yuck. But take care of this notification thing here. There we go. That's much better. Sorry, guys. But yeah, so ultimately, I'm doing good though. Other than that, just you know, stuff. It just seems like there's always some stuff. So we're living through stuff right now, and not in a bad light of stuff. Just in like I don't know, like laundry, cleaning, errands, stuff. So the dad life don't stop, and it's funny because I was thinking about um, like this weekend how like you do a lot of stuff, you do a lot of things, like to keep everything going when you're a house parent. Period. Mom, dad, doesn't matter. House parent. Period. period is a whole task, right? And we already know this. We already know we don't get paid for the amount of stuff we do, but we do it. Um, the funny thing is it seems like all families take that for granted. Like if you do it, that's how they're kind of that's how they're doing the thing, just kind of like, yeah, that's nuts. Like, and it doesn't seem like it's just one of us; it's all of us. Like everybody who's a house parent, you know what I mean? We're all getting that same level of treatment. Well, some. All right, folding and hanging, getting into the chores. Exactly. I'm washing right now while I'm broadcasting. So once I get done with that, I already cleaned the bathrooms just before I came in, which later, as I'm doing these segments, there's a cleaning chop of the day. But the health chop, again, just make sure you're staying on top of getting your physicals done, everybody. Make sure you're staying on top of being in the know about you. Because I would rather have a heads up and know what I have to face, know what's coming, and or resolve what's there than to waste away and not know, and then all of a sudden when it's too late, I'm trying to go get some assistance and now I'm stuck. Now I'm super screwed, right? Because there's not going to be any go back. So yeah, getting these hernias handled and the things that are coming for me, I just really want to share with you. I have a tremendous fear right now because I didn't have such good experience a few years ago, and not relating every operation to that, but up to that point, I was pretty confident in physicians. Like I had never really had a horrible experience. Something surgical happens. You're like, oh, that sucks, but I can get through it. Like with the hip replacements. That was just stuff to have to work through, just extra time maybe off my feet. That no one was looking forward to having to deal with, but it just ended up being like that, making rehab incredibly ridiculous. But nonetheless, uh, yeah, I would like to just get that good energy and just know that what I'm doing is exactly what needs to be done in order to make myself better for the future that I have with my family. So just making sure that I'm still here to hang out with y'all and be here to do this thing, man, because I really dig Earth, right? I dig life, and I'd really like to take a couple more vacations before that's done. But on to greener things, brighter pastures, stuff like that, right? Um, we're going to say, ooh, oh, yes, awesome. I like that. Just take care of your health. Sorry. Make sure that you do these things for you because that's what's important, And I know we have loved ones, and so your loved ones will take care of you as well, but make sure you take care of you as well. Like, don't neglect yourself. So, taking care of yourself is great. I run, every day, regardless of what condition my abdomen's in, because it's not like right now I don't even have an abdominal wall to consider trying to develop. So there's no point in doing anything because of that couple years ago. So once that's reconstructed, then I'll actually have an abdominal wall again, and then from there I'm pretty sure we'll go through whatever rehabilitation it takes. But I mean, being that I was already open from here to here and had a wound vac and all that good garbage, then yeah, I'm not saying it's going to be a breeze, but I am saying that I'll forge through it, and I have the support of my family, and the support of friends. So I'm good. I'm solid. I'm just excited to kind of get it done so we can move on so that by December, Christmas is nice and we can just kind of hang out as a family and do what you do as a family. So super cool. Super excited. And that's that. I'm going to move this over here so I can actually see it on this screen. Don't want to take over. Excuse me. I just want to be able to see the chat right there as opposed to over there on that screen. So, yes, much better. Maybe I'll even move it over here so that I'm in the view of the camera and I can just pop my eyes that way. Let's see if that works. It appears as though it does. Oh, man. But yeah, this has been a really good day. Just getting things done as per the norm. I mean, I get up at, well, I got up at 4:15 this morning and I started washing the bed. So that was handled by 5:30. My son didn't feel well today, so he asked if he could stay home, which, sometimes I just feel like it's a con. And then other times I'm aware that, people don't feel well all the time. I mean, sometimes I'll get up and, you know, just not feel good, you know. Um, there's nothing you can really do about it because you just kind of ride the wave. But if he had, just woken up and said, "Dad, I'm tired" or something like that, you know, uh, I might have been a little remiss, of course, to let him stay home because I'd have been like, "Come on, dude, then stop going to bed late" or something like that. But he kind of genuinely looked a little grody in the grill, and then of course the stuffiness of the face and stuff. So I just rode the wave, gave him some clear you up stuff and a little bit of headache medicine for his. He said his ears were kind of achy, and then we just kind of left it at that. And I just made sure he was squared away. So once we did that, good to go. So I still made him some pancakes this morning because I was trying to send his butt to school. I'm like, dude, you need to go, quit playing. But that didn't happen. So again, your health, your kids' health, period, super important. Just stay on top of it. And I know he probably just feels a little drained and everything. And it's the first week back at school and last week or what's not, and you know just going to make sure that he gets squared away so that way he can continue to attend classes because the dude is something else sometimes. I'm trying to tell you. Um, I was going to say the next point I wanted to actually bring up health wise was well, I guess that's cool. Sort of the same general thing. Just making sure that if you notice anything that you hadn't seen before, just address it. Because some of that stuff is really simple fixes and immediate fixes. So get on that and make sure that you don't let it manifest itself or just manifest itself into worry. Because if you take care of you, you will lend to your own peace of mind. You know? Right. And that's it. Because if you're falling apart, then, what else? What else can you do, right? That's why I say, like, I have to stay on everything that I am, even with these malfunctions in my body, because one, staying driven keeps me going, right? Two, I love to show that drive to my family so they understand that, wow, I could be riding excuses about my back or my hip or my freaking abdomen, whatever. But I don't do that because I just can't. I can't. That's not who I am, and I just have to be driven and show everyone, not show them, but just let them see. Like, this is leading by example. That's why when my son tells me he doesn't want to or can't do a certain task that I may have asked him to do, it's a little disheartening because I have to let him know, like, dude, look at me. Understand, I'm not in the greatest of physical condition, and I managed to be out here handling all this business by myself regularly. So if you can lend a slight hand, throw a hand in, buddy. Let's get that in. But it's all good. I show him the value. Eventually, it'll kick in. But you're right. You've got to take care of yourself, and that's what I do. Like I helped a friend earlier that I ran into at the store and grabbed the water bottles out of the cart to put them in the vehicle. And it was one of my daughter's high school friends' moms, and she was pretty much just like, no, don't pick it up. Your hernia. And I was like, oh no, I'm good because I'm not gonna do anything to hurt myself or outside the limits of what's reality. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, right now, no. I'm gonna do the things that I'm capable of doing, and I'm gonna do them. But if I'm not capable, believe me, I'm not gonna volunteer. That's for sure. Or because we're not hurting ourselves. So yeah, you gotta make sure you're good, and that's why it was so important for me after that whole fiasco. It was very important for me to make sure that I could get back to the physical form in which I could do for myself. And it was a hellified progression, and it was slow, but I was able to make it happen. It wasn't really slow. I'm not going to really lie. I mean, for real, I pushed myself to good limits, but I made myself do it. I didn't just quit here because, oh, that hurts, incredibly bad. I fought through it. The power of fighting through it. So it's kind of like, oh, but yeah, make sure you take care of yourself, and then you can take care of others. And then Evelyn says, see, and that's fantastic. That's fantastic. And that's for me too, right? Like the prime example I like to show all of my children is that look, I don't give in, I don't quit, and there are limits to what you can do, right? So if there's something that's like painful or really pinched up or something's going on, that difference. But other than that, I have a twice replaced hip. They fractured my pelvis the first time, and I had to wait additional time before I could actually go to rehabilitation, before I could even get started. And then the second time, they had to cut my femur to remove and replace the whole thing. So that having happened, they cut my femur, so I had to wait for that to heal before I could start rehab. So it was always something with rehabilitation and me having to wait, and that leg sucks, but it doesn't suck all at the same time because again, super grateful am I, as Yoda would say, super grateful am I that I can stand up and walk on this bad boy. It hurts. It might be stiff. It might be jacked up, but it's still here. So I never self pity because I see people that don't have a leg and have prosthetic legs and different things to help them get around. And I'm watching them, like I say, like, when you see this commercial with the young lady who's running in it, on, the track girl, various people with appendages that I have on my arms and stuff, and thank God. So when I hurt, it's just my own hurt. Like, damn, it sucks. But I think about other people and not their misfortune, just the fact that that's how they got to get around. Because I know they don't want self pity. So it's not like, oh, wow, man, I really feel for you. No, like, I see you, but I see your drive and your determination. Therefore, why would I give up, man? Why would I, reduce myself to, oh, look at me, poor me. Never that. You're so awesome. No, you are a okay. You're a fine friend. I mean, I've just these are just the things that made me up. I feel like a Steve Austin. And it was crazy because I had always said that I didn't want to be a recall person. Like when you see the thing, the mesothelioma or something like that. There you go. I could say it that way. Commercial. If you have the blah, 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 I'm like, oh my god, that's so crazy, right? So then I get a letter in the mail that tells me, oh yeah, Stryker had a recall on your part. And you're like, Stryker, like. I get Stryker brake pads. I get Stryker tires. What's Stryker? Oh, are you kidding me? My hip? What? I'm just playing because I knew. But still in all, I was like, I do not want to be an automobile. I do not want to be something you got to recall a part from. I was, who? Who? So that was a funny experience in that sense. Because I was like, wow, what a dummy. Whoever built this thing or made this thing, they messed up. So I'm like, whatever. I got the new one, and it's cool. Just super sore, super stupid. And I just got to make sure I stretch. And that's why I say I run every day, because I keep it moving. I keep it active. I make it work. And, I can't really actually run because the shock doesn't feel good. So elliptical is what I like to do because it keeps me going. So right, and then it's funny because you see your skeleton on the security screen. Ev just pointed out flying must be fun when you got to go through security. It's great because I show them my hip card first just so they know, hey, if your thing goes off, I got this prosthetic John in here. So it's not on the outside, it's on the inside, and it goes from my hip to just above my knee. So let's check it out. I even got bolts and stuff. It looked like they went to Lowe's real quick. Somebody's like, yo, on your way in, we need a couple bolts. So I even look like Frankenstein. I got looks like some chicken wire in there. I mean, it is well pieced together, but it is pieced together. I'm trying to tell you. So we're gonna see what this abdomen turns out to be, But she says she can straighten out where I'm all crooked down by my belly button, but I think there's another hernia down there as well. So I just got to get all that done. It's just kind of like, whoa. But yeah, having parts recalled when you're a human being is not very comforting. Oh, man. Hey, what up, Reg? Just chilling, man. Dude, I'm trying to make it so that I'm on at 1 o'clock for y'all and myself every Monday, every Wednesday. So just pop in, and if it's going to be different, I'll try to make sure I get a hold of everyone I can get a hold of, and at least let you guys know that, hey, I'm headed here, headed there, or I got a doctor's appointment or something like that. But nothing scheduled right now. Just hang out time and trying to get this platform joined by other heads. So again, this is Dadchop, where we chop it up, dad style. So I watched the movie segment here on Netflix called Me Time with Kevin Hart and Mark Wahlberg. Mark in the fucking punch. I know he hates that, but yeah, it's on Netflix, and let me tell you, if you've been a stay-at-home parent in any capacity and you did any of the things that he says or does, it's so relatable and it was so fun. I enjoyed the word. We can probably get together on Monday and see how many people will come and join and talk to us in the lab, man. But I also got to see what the fam's doing on Monday too, of course, because if they're off, then my wife might want to go do something with the kids because, of course, daughter moved out. So, yeah. But nonetheless, real quick, the movie Me Time, got to check it out. if you're a parent. There's a funny scene in there that I don't want to like ruin the scene, but I love what he says afterward because he's like, they pan off of him so they don't have the camera on Kevin Hart, but he says, I know y'all see this, and I'm just like, I swear. And for the reason that he says that is a whole nother thing as well, because I live that. And I'm like, wow, I cannot be the only one who sees what's over here on the floor, yet everyone's moving around like they don't see what I can clearly see, like right out of the corner of my eyeball. I'm looking dead at it. Or whatever it is, paper, poop, whatever. Doesn't matter. So, don't want to ruin anything for anybody, but check that out. Because if you want a good laugh, a good parental laugh, about the dude who's, because I was him. I was the character he's portraying. You know, I'm like, did they like tap into my life and just videotape me? Because when he shows up in the library, like he just a part of the school. Like when my children went to John Baker, because I didn't get that luxury with my first two, um, I took it. I was in the library. I was in the classes. I was sitting at tables and we were coloring with groups, and you know, this is group so and so, group so and so. So I'd always usually be with my son's group. I went on field trips. I just tried to make sure that I was a fixture because I thought that was important. That was important to me as a parent, and so I wanted to give that. So I gave that, and it was hella enjoyable. So the Kevin Hart flick, Mark Wahlberg, Netflix. Make sure you check it out. Me Time. It's a pretty funny flick, and I think you'll super enjoy it, especially again, you're a parent. It'll rock. It will rock, my friend. So today I gotta do package delivery for my daughter. You know, yeah, because she needed a printer, so gotta make that happen. But it's funny because, of course, based on her schedule and time constraints, she has to go hang out with her beau, and she'll let me know when she's on her way home. So I was like, okay, so that'll probably be after 5, which then in turn, because I know she's got to hang out with him before he goes to work or whatever it is he's got going on, maybe class. I don't know, because they're back in school now, so he could have a night class. But nonetheless, I know that he has this peer she's got, she wants to see him. So I'm like, whatever that just means, I got to wait before I can take this tour. And it's funny because, you know, I was going to get a tour, like, because I didn't even think it was going to come today, so I really didn't anticipate that. But I guess my son pulled it in from the delivery dude, so it's here already. So I'll get that to her. But I just think it's funny because I have to go on her schedule. Excuse me. So yeah, I'll be doing delivery, and I'm just like, yo, that's great. Um, Talking about movies and entertainment. Did you see any of your football teams play this weekend? Because I did, and I was impressed with what the second team did for Dallas because they really showed me that the second preseason game, wasn't a rookie fluke because by this third preseason game, they were still staying consistent with corner coverage, interceptions, fumble recoveries, I was going to say, but, you know, causing and recovering. Um, they were a defensive presence throughout the game. They stopped the run game. So they showed me that they're already on the level of play that, you expect from your second team to be able to come out and stay consistent. The only problem that I'm having right now is who's going to back up Dak Prescott, because Greer, he looks formidable, but I think he needs more time behind center. I mean, I know he's supposed to be a pro, and what I mean by that is he's not a rookie. He's been in the NFL, and he's come from a couple of teams to be on our team, and so I get it, but I'm not feeling Cooper Rush at all. I'm not feeling Cooper Rush in any capacity. He's been there for too long in the system to play the way he plays. It's so poor. I don't even understand why he's still there. You know, it's like, it kind of freaked me out, of course, like when, Dallas hired Kellen Moore as their primary coach. Like, he's the head coach, or excuse me, he's the offensive coordinator, rather, thank you. He's the offensive coordinator under Mike McCarthy, but he wasn't a great quarterback. So how you got him, how was he even the quarterback coach? Like, what was he telling the quarterback? Here's how to suck. So I I never understood that move. I don't really think he's like a great genius unless he shows me something this season. I think he's a good coordinator. He's better than Jason Garrett. But Coach Clapp. Hoo-wee. But nonetheless, yeah, he's much better than Jason Garrett was. But he's not like all that. But I guess we'll see. I'm not gonna. It's just what it is, man. I don't really know what else to say about the Cowboys other than they look good right now, and this is what I expect. And rolling into Tampa Bay, or Tampa Bay coming to Dallas rather, excuse me. But moreover, rolling into that game, I'm super excited to watch us drop the atomic elbow on a few spines, man. We gotta get busy, y'all. Right? So I'm just like, we'll see. I don't really want anybody dropping any elbows on spines for real. I just want to see, I want to see what it is, what it becomes. All right, so now it's time for some cleaning chop, because we done talked sports chop, we done some movie chop. Make sure y'all check out that movie. Make sure you watch football coming up, because the 8th starts Thursday. It's like a Thursday night football. Gonna get some. We did our draft yesterday. I was pumped about that. So, and I got everybody I wanted. I usually like to get some of the Cowboys because I feel like Dak's gonna do his job. Zeke or Pollard's gonna do their job. I got Michael Gallup. I snagged up quite a few heads, man. I got CeeDee Lamb. So, I know that these guys are going to be used during the season. And, when I hit those combos are dope, because you get the quarterback, he gets points, the receiver gets points, or the running back gets points. And then anything extra, any yak that they get, you get the points for all that stuff. So there's no way then not have a few Cowboys. I think I even got Dalton Schultz, man. So, tis what it is. I'm super excited to see what it is and what it gives. Because that's where I live. I like fantasy. So, that's the little fantasy guys, the group of dudes that I do this with like every year. I think we've been doing this since 2012 or something like that. I don't know. It's been a minute. It's like Yahoo Sports had joined in 2012. So, yeah. And it's pretty fun. I've not won yet. I've come close. I think I was second at one time. I've been 12th. I mean, I've at least placed in the numbers, but sometimes it's just the low numbers because there happens to be 14 teams and I'm number 14, so you don't fall off kind of thing. I've been 14 once. I've been, I've been up as high as number 2, almost won that Super Bowl between, I don't even remember the teams. I had to look back and see, but yeah. Been tried to do it, tried to get it done, but yeah. Fantasy is fun. Like I said, I'm excited to see what Dallas brings to the table because I know that we want to see Tom Brady anyway because you know Dak let him know last season we were going to see him again, and not about seeing we're going to see you guys regularly, but just the fact that to know that that level of competition exists between Dak Prescott and the GOAT, and that Dak Prescott can hang with the GOAT as long as that connection is there with our receivers. Dude, I'm ready to see us play some ball. And we got Micah Parsons and Sam Williams and D Law. I mean, Van Der Esch. I'm like, yo, man, our corners are nasty. I'm like, oh my God. Like, and everybody's playing this new game, man. I had said that, these dudes play at that video game kind of level. And the funny thing is, Turpin said himself, man, I feel like I'm playing in a video game, right? And that's what I was saying. These kids, just that's where they learned at. We were learning the fundamentals of the game out in the street, out at the park, in your grandma's front yard, in somebody's backyard, pounding each other down, tearing each other up, wrestling, doing stuff, getting itchy because we were rolling around in grass, doing all that. These dudes sat down behind a computer and digitally played, and the kids that are out there playing the football game played digitally, logged these things in their head, and then said, I'm going to try this stuff, and then just go out and do it, right? So these are the things that they're capable of doing. So that's why I'm saying these kids are way different than we were, conditioned way different. And I think that's kind of a cool advantage because I'm enjoying what sports is kind of turning into, especially with the athleticism that we're getting to see from a lot of these young dudes. You know what I'm saying? It's like incredible. And you feel like you're playing the game because you're like, dang, he really did that spin. Or he really jumped over hurdled those dudes while he was the running back. Like, it's real, So I'm enjoying it. And I can't wait, man. The 8th can't come fast enough, and the 11th darn sure can't. So I'm excited to see what's up. Woo-wee. Yay. Go Dallas. All right, so enough of that, right? Enough of the sports banter. Say the cleaning tip of the day. All I wanted to do was remind you um, is when you use your toilet brushes, I have a couple of different types. I have like a neoprene kind of weird one that we got from like one of those places that's supposed to have like antibacterial fibers or whatever in it or something like that. I don't know. I don't too often use that one. I use the traditional toilet brush, the white one with the long handle and the little plastic cup, and I utilize that. And what I do with those is cheesecake. And what I do with those is I like to spray them with bleach after I get done. So once I get done, um, do the whole thing. Um, Also utilize soft scrub. You don't have to. I use the soft scrub, put it around the ring, or the toilet bowl itself rather, and then scrub that around. And then I usually get the blue Lysol stuff and run that around under the rim because my son, I don't know what it is, but it's just a dirty little dude, man. It's crazy. I mean, and it's the bathroom. You expect it, so I'm not fronting, but just handle it that way. And then I always spray the brushes because then that's bleach. It settles through the brush. It goes into the cup, and then I can pour the cup into the toilet. And if I have to scrub, in between, I've got a little bit of bleach, and I usually check that every couple days. So it's just a fresh thing that's happening every time I use that brush. So I just wanted to also straight out of that right into this. Last week I mentioned that my daughter and I joke pretty funnily, I guess, fun in a fun manner. And I mentioned my mom, and when she says your mom, your mama, and like I'm hanging out with your mom. Um, the funny thing is that's the kind of stuff my mom used to say to me. Like I would say, well, who are you going out with tonight? She'd be like, your mom. Or, whatever. Like if she just wanted to just bust on me, like, your mama. And I'm like, wow. And I'm thinking as a kid, like, you are my mom, right? Like, is this some kind of trick? So the funny thing is like, is my daughter channeling her grandma? Because for her to just bust on me one day like that years ago, of course, it's just been ongoing. But just for her to do that then is so mom like that. It was my mom. Like, I'm like, wow. So I do have fun in that, I think. And that's where that comes from because, like I say, I would rather rejoice in her memory than sit here sorrowful in her loss. You know what I'm saying? So my mom was a comedian and, we rock with it. But when my daughter gives me that, it's just funny because it's like, wow, your grandma was just like that. So, I don't know. It's pretty good though. I love this. So, what time is it now, huh? Wow, 1:41. We've been together. Well, I've been on for 41 minutes today, so this is pretty awesome. I'm glad that I had you guys here to talk to. And, anybody else who's out there just listening to the vlog or chilling with us today here on Dadchop, welcome. And I'm glad you came, glad you were here. Feel free to speak in the future and make sure you're liking and subscribing down below for sure so we could continue to grow our numbers. We did have a few gentlemen, Black Tiger Jones and Pops again, that had recently subscribed. So if you're out there checking us out today, welcome, guys. And if not, we'll see you soon, right? That's why you subscribed. Got a notification somewhere. Hopefully, you have them on. It was great because when I was warming up that cup of coffee today, the microwave was beeping. And for some reason, I thought it was my computer system. And I was like, wow, what is that beep? And it, would go off and it would be quiet. And it would go off again. And I was like, wow, it's internal. It's something inside of my computer. But it really wasn't. It was the microwave. Just the way the sound was reverberating all the way down here, it was like, wow, that was bananas. And I'm not that close to the kitchen, so that microwave is loud. So with that, I just want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out today on Dadchop, where we chop it up, dad style. You've been chilling with Chuck in the Dad Lab. And again, I really appreciate everybody for being here tonight, or this afternoon rather. Don't forget to check out the merch if you haven't down below in the description area. And then, of course, subscribe, share, put it out there. And what I'm going to do is go and get prepared so I can get my afternoon, keep it rolling, keep it clean because I got to have dinner done. I usually like to have that done by the time my wife gets off work and she gets home, so about 3:30, 4 o'clock. And I have to gauge it because, I don't know what you got to do when you're at work, so I got to wait till at least around that time. But I try to have it done so that she can eat because she's usually famished when she comes in, and my son can eat. And then I know he'll always ask for a snack later, but nonetheless, got those dad things to do. So I'm going to depart from the Dad Lab. You guys have a great rest of the day too, Ev and Reg, and everybody else out there, Black Tiger Jones, Pops, Ichiban, everybody who might potentially be there, and the rest of the parenting world. Signing off from Dadchop, where we chop it up, dad style. You've been chilling with Chuck. Peace.